Hey, what's up? And thank you for joining me for another episode of the Roots Podcast. Today, I want to talk about race during the colonial period. Now, this is such a big topic that I think one video won't do it justice, but let's do one now, and I'll try to do another couple in the next couple of weeks. It's a very broad and complicated topic. Definitions changed over time, laws changed over time, but let's use this video to go over some basics. So, first things first, let's cover the four main racial categories that we think of today: European/white, Native American, African, and Asian. So, let's cover the European first, the Spaniard. If you were a Spaniard, whether you were born in Europe or you were born in colonial Mexico or anywhere else in the Americas or anywhere else in the world for that matter, you were an Español no matter what. You were a Spaniard, whether you were born in Europe or the Americas. So that's why when you look at colonial era records, for example, a baptismal record of one of your ancestors, if they were a Spaniard, it would say Español. It wouldn't say Criollo. It wouldn't have Mexican listed in there. It would be Español because again, you were an Español whether you were born in Europe or you were born in colonial Mexico. So, was there a legal distinction between a peninsular, a European Spaniard, or a criollo, a Mexican Spaniard? Nope. They were both Spaniards. The differences would have been social, not legal distinctions. So if there were any types of, discrimination a criollo would have faced, it would have been in the social arena, not in the legal arena. So this is why I tell people the vast majority of all Spaniards to ever set foot in Mexico were born in Mexico. They were born in colonial Mexico. At the time of independence, there was only about, 15 to 20,000 European Spaniards in Mexico. This is 1810. But there were more than 1 million Spaniards who were born in Mexico. There were more than 1 million criollos. And if you look at their baptismal records or marriage records, all of their records would have listed them as Españoles, okay? Spaniards. Now, just because the European Spaniards and the Mexican Spaniards were both Spaniards doesn't mean there wasn't resentment or animosity between the two groups, because clearly there was. That was perhaps the main driver of Mexican independence.